is where Dave and I plan this year's company holidays.
Let's go through the list.
Easter.
Too religious.
St. Patrick's Day?
Too white.
Mother's Day.
Way too cisgendered.
All of your usual holidays have been canceled this year.
But we still have Karl Marx's birthday! Ha!
Need a real reason to party? Find a new job at redballoon.work.
Right at the usual.
You act like we weren't starting the show. You just start talking about something.
Hey, y'all, welcome to Cross Politics on the Fight Laugh Feast Network. It's good to be with you, America. Pastor Toby, Chuck Knox, I'm the water boy.
And Canada is in the house.
And Canada, our boys from Canada. In fact, I kind of got a water break show coming up that's going to address America and Canada.
Hey, folks.
There you go.
You know what? You know I didn't write this ad because it starts off with the word folks.
That's right.
3 guesses. Who wrote this ad? Folks. Our upcoming Fight Laugh Feast conference is just 4 months away. 4 months? I thought it was less than that now.
Probably
From
is.
happening in Knoxville, Tennessee, October 6th through the 8th. Lies, propaganda, storytelling, and the serrated edge.
Mm-hmm. Swing.
There we go. Don't miss Beer and Psalms, our amazing lineup of speakers, which includes George Gilder, Jared Longshore, Pastor Doug Wilson, Dr. Ben Merkel, Pastor Toby. Hey, that's me. And we can't say yet. We still can't say it?
No, can't we?
Man,
We can say.
man, we can't.
And don't miss our awesome vendors. Well, I will say this. We're also planning a live show like we always do at the conferences, and we'll have special guests at the live show.
Yes.
They're going to rock your world. Also, there's going to be stuff for your kids. You can meet new friends. And jumpy castles. You can meet new friends on the jumpy castles. And accidental infant baptisms. I don't ever do accidental infant
No, it's always on
baptisms.
purpose.
Just for the
Always
record.
on purpose.
Yeah, I didn't write
I'm not
that.
really allowed to do accidental ones.
No,
I do them on purpose.
That's right.
But if you need a baptism, just talk to me. Also, did you know you can save money by signing up for a club membership? You actually get $100 off. So go to fightlaughfeast.com, sign up for a club membership, then register for the conference with that club discount. We can't wait to fellowship with you, sing psalms, and celebrate
gonna be a party.
God's goodness
Yeah.
in Knoxville,
Yeah.
October 6th through the 8th.
And actually, you can go on the conference website right now where you can register and you can actually start seeing what the topics are.
Which
Yeah,
website?
We can talk about
Titles.
At fightlaughfeast.com. Click on events and you'll get there.
Yeah, the conference.
And there's a pretty rocking titles. We're going to kind of slowly release them here, but you got to go to the website to see them now.
We can't
How
talk
that?
about people who I'm going to be talking to yet? We can talk about that?
Yeah, we can.
That's what he was talking
We can
about.
talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Gabe's like, no, we can't talk about that.
No,
All right.
we
Secret.
can't. You were asking about
You
that.
did it
Whatever.
on your show.
Hey, so Biden has cancer?
That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer.
Did he say damn many people?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So he said Delaware has a high rate of cancer because they get oil on their windshields.
Yeah.
What?
So
Yeah. No, I'm not even hyperbolizing. Okay. Later, his PR people had to clean it up and said, well, he at one time had skin cancer.
Oh.
Whatever. But apparently he has COVID.
Oh.
This morning, as part of our routine screening program for the president, the SARS-CoV-2 virus was detected by antigen testing. This result was subsequently confirmed by a PCR test. On questioning, President Biden is currently experiencing mild symptoms, mostly a runny nose and fatigue,
Oh, thanks for
with
sharing.
an occasional dry cough, which started yesterday evening. The president is fully vaccinated and twice boosted. So I anticipate that he will respond favorably as most maximally protected patients do.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been dumb.
Been dumb.
Yeah.
This is what COVID has gotten us. We're finally doing a little flu report on a White House briefing.
Yeah.
Regarding the president. He's got
runny
nose symptoms, runny nose.
Right. Also a dry cough.
Yeah.
Did you see President Trump's response?
Oh, you want me to bring that up now? I'll bring it up now. I'm going to read it right now.
We're talking about it.
This is President Trump. Okay. Save America. Save America here. So he releases emails. President Trump. That's how he communicates with the world now.
Since he's not on Twitter.
He's not on Twitter, so he releases emails. It's almost like a snail mail, old school kind of way of doing this.
Okay.
All right. Statement from Donald Trump, 45th President of the United States. Joe Biden, who many have said is our worst president, My accent's horrible. Has come down with a case of China virus.
I think you should do it with your Jamaican accent.
Despite being vaccinated, man. Yeah, man. I hope Sleepy Joe's, and that's not even.
What is going on?
I'm messing up.
He just went
He
Australia.
says, I hope Sleepy Joe is able to bounce back quickly, much as I was. I'm reading it just like he wrote it. Doctors describe my fight against the China virus as Herculean, and not meaning the woke Disney Hercules, but rather the Kevin Sorbo one or the Louis Ferrigno one as well. Ferrigno as well. And then he goes on and he says, Joe, I wish you a speedy recovery, even though you are taking America in the wrong direction. No one wants Kamala. Okay, but this is actually it was fake.
It's fake.
It wasn't.
It's fake.
You know what? But when we talk-
but so I in my heart I wanted it to be real.
I know.
And then but I Googled it just because I knew it was fake.
And Google always knows what's real and what's
I know.
fake news.
Yeah, you know what? The White House is not wasting any time though talking about the fact that you still need to get vaccinated.
Right.
I want to also just take a minute to sort of mark this moment.
Okay, let's mark it.
Because the president is fully vaccinated, double boosted, his risk of serious illness is dramatically lower.
Incredible.
He's also getting treated with a very powerful antiviral, and that further reduces his risk of serious illness. And it's a reminder of the reason that we all work so hard to make sure that every American has the same level of protection that the president has.
Ooh, great PR play.
What church
Solid.
is this?
Solid.
Yeah, right.
It feels like he's giving a sermon. This is a
PR.
great time to remind everybody
Yeah.
that if you did not get vaccinated, you basically have the exact same symptoms. Except in Joe Biden's case, he probably is now not ever going to be able to have any more kids, probably has myocarditis, but never mind that.
He's 81 years old. I mean, so not a big deal.
Not a
all
big
right?
deal anyway. But I mean, this is insane to think, like, wait a second, anybody who does not have a vaccination or been boosted twice over is having the exact same symptoms as the president right now. There's only adverse effects to the virus at the end of the day for anybody, or to the vaccination.
Or people with some other, complicating factors or something.
So just before this, though, this is funny because he was outside, I can't remember exactly, Delaware. He was in Delaware talking about climate change, and he decided to talk about the fact that he needs to do something because this is a crisis.
I come here today with a message.
Oh.
As president, I have a responsibility to act with urgency and resolve when our nation faces clear and present dangers. And that's what climate change is about. It is literally, not figuratively, a clear and present danger.
Literally.
The health of our citizens and our communities is literally at stake. The UN's leading international climate scientists call the latest climate report nothing less than, quote, code red for humanity.
Code red.
Let me say it again. Code red for humanity. It's not a group of political officials, elected officials. These are the scientists.
In case you guys didn't know, we're at Code Red right now.
Didn't we have during COVID, hey, it's orange right now, or it's red?
Oh, this is way worse than COVID.
No, this is worse.
This is Code Red.
Turn that.
And
Get that out of my ear.
And these are not politicians.
No, these are
scientists, Gabe.
Scientists. That's how dangerous things are right now.
So what's the standard for us coming into Code Red? I mean, it was.
Hey, stop it! It's Code Red. It's just Code Red.
It's just Code Red.
Come on, it's Code Red.
Stop
asking questions.
It doesn't matter.
Is it because summer's warm?
I think he says in the next clip, actually.
We see it here in America, in red states and blue states. Extreme weather events costing $145 billion. $145 billion in damages just last year. More powerful and destructive hurricanes and tornadoes. I've flown over the vast majority of them out west and down in Louisiana, all across America. It's amazing to see. Ravaging 100-year-old droughts occurring every few years instead of every 100 years. Wildfires out west that have burned and destroyed more than 5 million acres. Everything in its path. That is more land than the entire state of New Jersey from New York down to the tip of Delaware. It's amazing. 5 million acres. Our national security is at stake as well. Extreme weather is already damaging our military installations here in the States. And our economy is at risk. So we have to act. Extreme weather disrupts supply chains, causing delays and shortages for consumers and businesses. Climate change is literally an existential threat to our nation and to the world.
Stop it. It's hurting my ears.
Code red.
Here's some other things to keep in mind. In 1969, in the New York Times, they predicted that everyone will disappear in a cloud of blue steam by 1989.
I would have been 8.
In 1970, also New York Times said that there's going to be an ice age all over the world by the year 2000.
Yeah.
Well, we're 22 years
Hey,
late.
alarm!
Alarm!
Come on!
You're right.
Oh, no, 2000. That was 22 years ago.
Oh.
Okay, stop. All right, never mind. In 1970, Boston Globe said America is going to be subject to water rationing by 1974 and food rationing by 1980.
Wow.
That was the year I was born. 1971, the Redlands Daily Fact said a new ice age is coming for sure. 1972.
You remember the whole ozone layer thing?
Oh, yeah.
The Freon in your, the air conditioner Freon in your car.
Anybody talk about that anymore?
No. There's a big hole
but that
in the
Freon is still
ozone
illegal.
that was caused by our Freon in our car, which is why we all had to do the conversion kit to change your Freon in your car to a different
Pastor,
kind of
are you trying to say that
I didn't do that.
Are you trying to say that we're long overdue for destruction? Is that what you're saying? That it's but still coming, or what are you trying to say?
I'm saying a couple things. First of all, these are false prophets.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's. I mean, these are prophets of Baal. These are and they're prophets of Molech. They sacrifice babies to their gods.
Yep.
And so they're false prophets, and they've been prophesying utter destruction for decades.
Right.
And God has some words in His law about what to do with false prophets.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Which we still haven't done for some reson. We keep just electing. We just keep electing.
We don't know what to do with Greg Johnson.
Okay. No. Ouch. But actually, I think it's interesting that he just listed. What are all the things he listed?
He listed the economy.
Droughts, tornadoes, wildfires, economy,
national security.
The famine, all that stuff.
And it kind of reminded me of Deuteronomy 32. I'm sorry, 28. Like Deuteronomy 28 goes through all the curses of the covenant. And it's almost like Joe Biden just had Bible open under there, and he was just like, what else is going to happen? In the kneading bowl.
He's like, I've read this somewhere.
Yeah, in the fields. Yeah. There's not going to be any rain. Your enemies are going to chase you, and you're not going to have any money.
There are some things that are very obvious, though. I think that everyone can say, without question, that we have supply chain issues.
Yep.
Everyone could say, without question, we have border problems.
Yeah, but where did our supply chain issues come from? Where did our border issues come from?
That's not the question, though, yet. The question is, do we have the problem?
Yeah.
The question is, and like we do have do we have things going on in nature that seem odd? There's no question we have a heat wave that's coming through right now. Is it more worse than others? We don't know. That's not, we don't have all the information. Probably not. But there's something that's going on with the land. We've seen pictures and videos of horses and cattle just clumped up.
As California had a pretty bad drought for a long time.
And why?
Yeah, and forest fires for a long time.
And so you bring up Deuteronomy 28. And part of what I think we need to remember here is that everything that happens with our land is based on the fact of whether or not we have been faithful to God or whether we have denied God's law.
Right.
If we deny God's law and God's standard, then we should expect that these kind of things should happen. So I've always said, like, if you're looking and say, okay, do we have a climate crisis? I don't have a problem arguing, yeah, we probably do. You go to Deuteronomy 28 and it says this, it says, now it shall come to pass that if you diligently obey the voice of the Lord your God to observe carefully all of his commandments, which I command you today, that the Lord your God will set you above all the nations of the earth. And all these blessings, I love how he says this, shall come upon you and overtake you because you obey the voice of the Lord.
Right.
Blessed you're going to be in the city. Blessed you're going to be in the field, in the country. Blessed to be the fruit of your body. The produce of your ground will be blessed. Increase to your herds, increase into your cattle, offspring of your flocks. This is not just some spiritual thing.
Right.
This is your tangible realities on the planet, right?
The season of Augustine and the season of Cassiodorus were very different moments in a crucial transformation that occurred in the history of the Western liberal arts. All right, so just stay like this. How am I doing here? So, yeah, you don't like this, huh? What does a Christian education look like when non-Christians are the ones who control the institutions of learning? This is a question that confronted Bishop Augustine of Hippo in North Africa in the 5th century AD. Augustine lived at the twilight of the Roman Empire. He himself had been trained with the best learning that Rome at that time had to offer. He himself actually came through the ranks and taught rhetoric in some of the best schools. And it was then, after he had come of age, that he converted to Christianity, but he wanted to continue the project of education, but this time for Christians. And so he had to confront the question, what does a Christian education look like when the unbelievers control the field? When they control the institutions, when the whole apparatus and curriculum of learning emerge from a pagan environment. And so Augustine wondered, what is it that Christians should jettison? What is it that Christians can embrace? What is it that Christians can adopt but in modified form? These are the questions that Augustine confronted when he sought to educate Christians in an environment when unbelievers dominated the field. A century later, we see a man in the south of Italy named Cassiodorus who faced a very different educational landscape. He had to ask, what did a Christian education look like in an environment where unbelievers had abandoned the project of education altogether? The infrastructure of learning had entirely eroded. If education was to proceed at all, it had to proceed on the foundation of Christianity. The Christians had to be the ones preserving education. What does a Christian education look like when Christians are the ones forming the institutions, when Christians are the ones organizing the curriculum? Well, these two seasons in the history of education, the season of Augustine and the season of Cassiodorus, just 100 years apart, were very different moments in a crucial transformation that occurred in the history of the Western liberal arts. We're going to be studying this story. We're going to be going back to the sources. We're going to go back to Augustine. We're going to go back to Cassiodorus. We're going to ask ourselves which of their predicaments most resembles our own. Which can we learn from Augustine's period? What can we learn from Cassiodorus's period? As we confront these questions, we're going to engage these sources, and we invite you to join us here at New St. Andrews College.